Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. This sadly is going to be the last video we do in our digital Nomad Diaries series because we have decided to stop traveling and head back home to the East Coast. With everything going on right now with the coronavirus pandemic and all the craziness and uncertainty in the world, it's really not a good time to be a full-time traveler. A lot of our plans have gotten canceled and we're kind of just left wondering what we should do and where we should go. There really isn't much to do right now because everything is closing and we don't really know when things are going to get reopened. So after a lot of talking, we decided the best course of action would be to just put our traveling on hold for a while everything kind of settles down. So right now we are in Nevada. We're staying at my parents' house, which is we're very grateful for that because if we were somewhere like a hotel or an Airbnb, there's a possibility that we could have maybe gotten stranded. So we're lucky that we're here right now, but we can't stay here forever, obviously. So we're going to head back home beginning of April. That's the plan as of right now. We're gonna head back home to the Philly area. We did plan on going back to that area eventually, but it is getting cut short. Or it's happening a lot sooner, I should say, than we had anticipated. But we're trying to stay positive and we wanted to make a video just to highlight some of the places that we did get to see before all of this stuff took place.
Yep. Yeah, we went to a lot of places. The last time we were on video with you guys, we were in Texas. We just came off of coming back from New Orleans, so in this video, we're going to cover what we did in Texas. We were in New Mexico for a little bit, and then we headed out here to the Vegas area.
Yeah, so let's talk about Texas. We spent about a month in Texas, and we really enjoyed it. We went to San Antonio, we went to Austin, Waco, and Dallas.
Yeah. We skipped Houston.
We did skip Houston. And it's funny because we actually have, we had talked to some people that were from Houston. We stayed with people that were originally from Houston. We did house sits and they're all kind of like, you can skip over Houston. So we went to the other major cities in Texas. I really enjoyed Dallas. That was my favorite one. I thought there was just so much cool stuff there. I really enjoyed the JFK Memorial and the Deep Ellum neighborhood. That's where we stayed. And it was really fun. There's a lot to do. I also really liked San Antonio. That was a place we weren't really expecting to go to originally, but we're so glad that we ended up going there because we really loved it.
Yeah. Well, we stayed in between Austin. We'll record the video last time. We were in between Austin and San Antonio in a place called Lake Canyon. Is that what? Yeah. Canyon Lake. Sorry about that. Canyon Lake. It's a great place actually because Austin was only about an hour and San Antonio was only about 45 minutes. So it's a great place to just stay in the middle. And it seems like in the summertime, there's actually a huge lake. As you're seeing here, there's a huge lake that people go in, you can swim, go on your boat. Like it seems to be, since there's no beaches around, that's where people are going.
Yeah, it seems like it was a popular vacation getaway for people in Texas. So we really enjoyed it. And we actually said if we did come back to the Texas area, that's probably where we would stay again and maybe go in the summer where we could enjoy the lake as well. And after we had our stay in the Canyon Lake area, we headed towards Dallas, but on the way we did do a couple of days in Waco. I am a huge fan of Fixer Upper, as you can see by the shirt. So I wanted to go see the Magnolia silos and the markets and do all of that fun stuff. And it was a really good time. We really enjoyed it. I feel like the people that work at the Magnolia silos and Chip and Joanna Gaines really do a great job of making people feel welcome. It was pretty busy. We did go on President's Day. We tried to go during the week, but we forgot that people had off for President's Day. So it was a little bit busier than it probably normally would have been during the week, but it wasn't anything that made us not enjoy it. We had a great time. And while we were there as well, we checked out the Dr. Pepper Museum, which was about a couple blocks away from the silo. So that was really fun. There's a lot of cool signage and old memorabilia, and being designers, it's kind of fun to see that old advertisement stuff and just get a little bit of history about Waco and Dr. Pepper. Apparently, Dr. Pepper was first bottled in Waco, so that was something that we both didn't know. So we learned a little bit while we were in Waco. We just had a really great time there, and then we headed to Dallas.
Well, before we went there, you went to the restaurant. That was a big highlight.
Oh yeah,
Magnolia Table.
We did go to the restaurant. Really good food. If you do go, try to make reservations. I think they take reservations Monday through Thursday. They're closed on Sundays. Everything is closed on Sundays. So Friday and Saturday, I'm sure is very, very busy, especially Saturday. So if you can go during the week, make reservations, because we got there pretty early. We had reservations, but by the time we left, there was a wait, and it was like 9 o'clock. So people are really into it. So I would definitely try to make reservations, but go, because it's really worth it. The food is really good. The coffee is really good. We actually like the coffee so much that we bought a bag to take with us because it was delicious. Texas pecan coffee. It was really great. So then after we did that, we headed to Dallas, and we actually stayed in this really cool place that was above a co-working space. So it was really nice because we got access to that co-working space while we were staying there.
Yeah, that helped a lot because if you look around some of these Airbnbs and hotels, we've worked so far on all different types of services: round tables, glass tables, big tables, little tables. So it was actually nice to actually go to a co-working space where there's a real table, they have real computer chairs,
set up for working.
So that we realized how much we miss a real setup. So and so we recommend staying. We were right outside of downtown. What was it called? Deep Elm.
Deep Elm.
Yeah, that was the area where there was actually some nightlife. So that's where the clubs really and some good restaurants. So I mean, she probably said, but Dallas was our favorite city in all of Texas for sure. It was the biggest city that we went to. And it actually felt a little bit like a Philly, where they had some unique streets, and it wasn't too crowded. Yeah, it was a perfect city for what we like.
Yeah, and we also checked out the Fort Worth area, which is 45 minutes from downtown Dallas, and that was really fun too, because that's more of that old West Texas, and
we had some good barbecue.
We had really good barbecue. We went to the world's biggest honky tonk.
Oh yeah, yes.
That was fun.
For some reason, I fell in love with this honky tonk. I don't like country music at all, but I wanted to go back there because we went during the day, so they actually give you a day pass. You could walk around. There's it's almost like a museum in there. They have a lot of artifacts and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of country singers have performed there.
Yeah, but I would love to go back for some reason when there's a concert there or something. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. So if we go back, I want to do that. Fun. Yeah.
And we enjoyed the Fort Worth. What was it? The Stockyards? Yeah. That was where the honky tonk was, and there's also a lot of shops and cool old Western corrals and stuff. It was really neat. We had a really good time there. I would love to go back and maybe even see a rodeo or bull riding or something like that, because it was a lot of fun. So after Dallas, we headed to New Mexico, and that was a really long drive. The west of Texas was pretty boring, pretty flat, and the weather was not great. We drove through a dust storm and through a snowstorm in the same day. It was pretty crazy. It was a 10-hour drive. So by the time we got to New Mexico, we were really tired, and I didn't feel like cooking. Mark didn't feel like cooking. So we decided to just get dinner and come back. We were only staying in New Mexico for 3 days. But it was an interesting 3 days. The first night after we came back from dinner, luckily we were back home, we heard this huge crash, and we're like, what the heck is that? And then all of a sudden we just saw water all over the floor. So what happened was the refrigerator, the water line to make the ice, I guess, wasn't connected properly, and it fell off, and it just started gushing water like a fire hydrant everywhere. So we were able to shut the water off, call the host of our Airbnb, and luckily she was really cool. She came over straight away, and she tried to fix the problem. She gave us towels. We got everything cleaned up, and nothing got damaged or anything, luckily. But it was just a pretty interesting experience.
Well, it's if we didn't come back, our laptops were actually sitting not far from there. They would have gotten ruined. So
all of our stuff, all the furniture would have been destroyed.
A tip that I tell people: if you bring laptops, bring them and put them up on a table. I mean, I know it's like a freak accident; it never happens, but yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, so we do that every time. I'm like, let's put them on the table.
Yeah, so Albuquerque, we only stayed there for 3 days. During the time we were there, we actually went to Santa Fe and checked out Meow Wolf, which is a really cool interactive art exhibit. It was a lot of fun.
You could see it with all the video here.
Yeah.
It's you can't even explain what it is. It's basically like a huge interactive art exhibit. It takes a few hours to get through, and I mean, you could spend all day there if you wanted.
It's really trippy, wild stuff. Like every room is a different experience, but it was really fun. We really enjoyed it. And Santa Fe is really beautiful. It's a cute little town. There's surrounding mountains. It's gorgeous. And then after we were in New Mexico. We drove towards Vegas, but we made a stop at the Grand Canyon because Mark had never seen the Grand Canyon. And I said, well, if we're going to drive right by it, we have to stop because it's incredible. And I know you really liked it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
We did the South Point. So it's a great in between if you're going from New Mexico over to Vegas. It's a good stop. We stayed there for one night, was it? Or 2 nights? 2 nights.
2 nights.
Yeah, we stayed 2 nights because the first night we just crashed and then. So yeah, it was it's a tourist spot where we were. It's nothing but hotels. There was no Airbnbs or anything. So that was one of the few locations where we were kind of forced to stay in a hotel. Because hotels were always kind of like the least favorite of ours, just because there's usually not a good working environment for hotels. So
yeah.
Just 2 nights.
Well, we went on a weekend, and we knew we were just kind of basically going to go to the Grand Canyon and come back. So it worked out well, and we really enjoyed visiting the Grand Canyon. It's so beautiful, and the weather the day we went was perfect. It wasn't super hot, it wasn't super cold, and we just got to walk around all day and hike and just see these gorgeous views. After that, we made the hike up to Las Vegas, and that's where we're here, at now. And that was kind of when all of this coronavirus stuff just got started. It wasn't as crazy as it did get, but people started talking about it, and like China was, they were quarantining people, and then Italy, and now it seems like the whole world is on lockdown, and it was crazy because every day we were kind of like, okay, well, what are we gonna do today? Are things open? Can we go out? And we did manage to see like some of Vegas. We went to the Vegas Strip one day, and we went to Fremont Street, and that was fun.
And we went to Red Rocks, was one of the another national park. I've never seen it. She has, but glad we did because we went about a week before everything got really crazy. So that was one of the parks where they actually started shutting it down, not because of the virus, but because of the capacity. So we got pretty lucky with some of these.
It seems like right now the only thing that is open are national parks. So people are kind of been stuck in their house for several days, and they're getting a little stir crazy. So I think they're going there because there's no other option. So things are a lot more crowded, but at least we can still go there if we need to get out and get some fresh air.
We just came back from Zion 2 days ago, so that was one of the top things that you wanted to see up here. So glad we saw that. It was, as you could see here, it's beautiful. I want to go back and spend more time.
They did have some things closed off because they were at capacity, but Zion is one of the national parks that is letting people in for free. Because I guess they know that people are kind of just stuck in their house, so they're like, come here, it's out in the open. They're limiting the amount of people, but you can still go if you just need to get out.
I think we should mention, so we're not actually technically in Las Vegas, we're in Mesquite, Nevada, which is about an hour or so north of Las Vegas, which is where her parents live. So that's why we're hitting a lot of these attractions up in Utah, because it's actually
pretty close to the Utah border.
Hour and a half from here to Zion. So that's why we're doing all of these things. And it's a great kind of in-between place. So definitely check out Mesquite. It's not the biggest town, but there's a few decent-sized casinos, some decent restaurants, and stuff like that. So it's definitely a lot different vibe here than Vegas. So
Yeah.
if you want a little taste of Vegas but not actually go in, this could be a good alternative. Yeah.
Yeah, but right now everything is kind of closed.
So you're not going anywhere right now. Yeah.
So we're not really going anywhere right now. The only thing that seems to be open is Walmart, and that's because it's like the only store in this town. So there's not a lot to do, but we're trying to make the most of it. We're recording videos, as you can see. We're getting some work done. We're trying to just, you know, do what we can to keep our minds occupied, and I'm sure that you're probably going through the same thing right now. But we are, like we said in the beginning, going back home.
Yes.
So it was a hard decision, and
so we are going to go back to the Philly area. We'll be there for a little bit, and then we'll just kind of figure out what's going to happen from there. But we are going to just still continue to make smaller trips around. So we definitely are. We plan to go back to Chattanooga and check out that again. So
once everything settles down,
Yeah.
we're definitely going to travel again, start booking trips. It probably won't be full time on the road, but we aren't going to stop traveling anytime soon because it's something that we both really enjoy. But this is it for the Digital Nomad Diaries. We hope you enjoyed the series. If this is your first time watching, go back and see all the other places that we've been, because we did hit up a lot of really cool spots. Thanks for watching, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Bye.